What is up, guys? Sent here, back at it again with another upload, and today we're at it with relief pitchers tier list. I hope y'all had a Merry Christmas. This should go up either the 26th or the 27th. Might be a little bit of delay in videos, but I should for sure be back January 1st. By then, I should have videos up before then, but the 26th will be this upload. Hopefully I'll get you a 28th upload, and then hopefully a 30th, and then 1st. But I just got a new computer. I'll have to be trying to get new editing software on that and everything. But I made this tier list, and let's get right into it. First up, I'm going to go by division, and I'm going to go by placement in the division. So we're going to start off with the good old American League East. And the closer for the number one team in that division, the Yankees closer, is Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes is not a bad guy. I don't think he's the best closer, but I don't think he's that amazing. I think he's a solid closer. He's not bad by any means, but he's definitely not amazing. Next up, Jordan Romano. I'm going to put Jordan Romano in the good tier. I think Jordan Romano is a top 6 through 10 reliever. That isn't bad by any means. He's pretty solid. And next up, we got 3 Tampa Bay guys. The first one is Jason Adam. Jason Adam is going to go in the top 5 tier. Jason Adam's really good. People do not give Jason Adam enough respect. Colin Poche is the next one. Colin Poche is not really that great. I think middle relief would be his role in a more traditional type of rotation. And then Pete Fairbanks. Pete Fairbanks will go in serviceable. I think he's a great reliever, but I don't think he's a closer. That's my opinion on Pete Fairbanks. He's a good reliever. I just don't think he's a closer. Next up, Felix Bautista. Felix Bautista is really good. I'll throw him in solid. I think he'll get to 6 to 10 in the future, but he's just not there yet, in my opinion. Which doesn't mean he's terrible. It just means he's just not there yet. Next up, Kenley Jansen. Kenley Jansen's gonna go in. For now, I'm gonna put him in the 6 to 10, but he's closer to solid than most guys are in this area, probably. But he might get down to solid, because I do need to make sure that it's the 6 through 10. Only 5 guys can make this area. Next up, we go right to the American League Central, and here we got a top 5. We got a top 5 right here, and that is going to end up being Emmanuel Clase. Next up, another top 5. We got Liam Hendriks. Liam Hendriks, there's no reason why we wouldn't put him in the top 5. Why would we not put Liam Hendriks in the top 5? That's the real question. If you think Liam Hendriks is not a top 5 closer, well, you're probably an idiot. Liam Hendriks is for sure a top 5 closer. Next up, we got Johan Duran. Johan Duran, I don't think he's that bad, but I don't think he's in the good tier yet. But he's a solid closer. He's in the round that. He's around the 10 to 15 range. But he's not bad by any means. Next up, Gregory Soto. Hey, Gregory Soto's just serviceable. He's a serviceable closer. Like, yeah, he makes some all-star games. He has 2 right now, but it's because he's on the shitty Detroit Tigers. It's just going to happen. Next up, I also missed Kendall Graveman for the White Sox, because possibly Kendall Graveman can move into a closer's role for if Liam Hendriks gets traded. But I don't think that would be good if that happened. I mean, being a Cleveland fan, I think it would be good, but I think middle relief is where he needs to stick. He's a good middle reliever, but closer, just not going to happen. We saw what happened in Houston when they tried to use him as a closer. It did not work out at all. Next up, we got Kansas City's closer, which is Scott Barlow. Scott Barlow, one of the most underrated closers in baseball. Honestly, going to put him in the solid range. He's pretty solid. Rock solid closer. Doesn't get as much respect as he should. Next up, Houston, Ryan Presley. Ryan Presley's going to go into the good range. Ryan Presley's pretty damn good in my opinion. And then Rafael Montero also. They used him as closer when Presley went down with an injury. Rafael Montero, honestly, I'm gonna throw him in solid for now. but he's right on the cusp of good. Next up, Paul Sewald. Paul Sewald's a pretty solid closer. He's nothing special, but there's going to be a lot of solids. Like, there's not, like, any, like, really bad closers. Closers are normally pretty good at their job, just people remember when they do the bad thing. Next up, LA, Jimmy Herget. Jimmy Herget's not bad. He's a serviceable closer, but he's not going to get you very far. Next up, Texas. Texas has basically a three-man showdown there. Joe Barlow, he was good at the beginning of the season, but then he started to not look great. I think middle relief's the role for him. I think he needs to stay there. Jonathan Hernandez, I honestly think he actually has a four-man showdown there. Jonathan Hernandez, that's the guy I think they should have be their closer. Also, I think Jose Leclerc can be a closer on days two, and then Matt Moore, I think middle relief just fits him. He just doesn't have that closer mentality, in my opinion. I'm not saying he doesn't have the mentality. Casey, you know what that means. But still, I just don't think he's there yet. And then next up, we got Oakland's closer, which is Danny Jimenez. Danny Jimenez. Middle relief's your role, but you're in flipping Oakland, so you have to do it. Next up, Atlanta. Atlanta's closer is Raisel Iglesias. Raisel Iglesias is pretty damn good. I'm going to put Raisel Iglesias in the top 5. I'm putting him number 5. He's right on the cusp. I think he's going to get there. If I have to move him out, I will, but we'll see how it goes. Jason Adams is going to go down to 6 to 10. He had an amazing season, but he needs to show more. Next up, Edwin Diaz. Yep, we got another top 5 guy. Goes right into elite. Next up, Sir Anthony Dominguez. He's serviceable as a closer, but they also recently signed Craig Kimbrell. Craig Kimbrell, I mean, this season he was serviceable, but I still think he's pretty solid. Tanner Scott, I think middle. I'll say serviceable. He's pretty serviceable in my opinion. He's between this area. I'm going to say middle relief because I think Dylan Floro could possibly be a better closer. But it looks like Tanner Scott's going to get the job. But either of them are not great. And then Washington is Tanner Rainey. Tanner Rainey's just... Honestly, Tanner Rainey's pretty serviceable. Just he's on a really bad team. Next up, Alexis Diaz. I'm going to throw him in good tier. Alexis Diaz, the best closer you have never heard of, in my opinion. Nobody talks about him. He needs to be talked about more often. And also, now that I'm looking at it, Jansen, you're going to go down. And you know Bard's going to go up. I don't know why I went out of order, but I just saw Bard down there, and I'm like, yeah, Bard's got to get in there. Next up, St. Louis, we got Ryan Helsley. Ryan Helsley's... I want to put Ryan Helsley in the good tier. Honestly, I'm going to make it more so 6 to 12. Because there's a lot of good closers in baseball. And then I'm also going to throw Devin Williams in there. Devin Williams is going to be in there too. Just because I don't want to kick some guys out. Some guys are very fucking good. We're just going to go in order by team now. That's down here. I don't know if you can see it, but Brandon Hughes for Chicago. Yeah, maybe middle relief. That's what I'm thinking. Same thing with Rowan Wick. Also, maybe middle relief. They need a closer, in my opinion. Camilo Doval is pretty solid. I'm going to throw in the solid tier. David Bednar, also going to throw in the solid tier. He's very close to the good. Right on the cusp. Same thing with Evan Phillips, right on the cusp. Josh Hader, going to go into elite. And then Mark Melanson. Your season was really bad. I'm going to throw in you and maybe middle relief might be it now. Just recently, you've not been great, and that's about it. That's going to do it for the video. I'll see y'all in the next one. See ya, and goodbye.